Hi, my name is Dr. Holly, and this video, I want to go over some of the questions that you might have regarding the dissection project that we have this semester. I know on Blackboard, there's two documents, the syllabus, and then there's this instruction document, and you absolutely should read those two things because there's a lot of information that I'm not going to mention, I'm not going to address in this video. So make sure you read those. But as you're reading those, and as the semester progresses, you might have some questions that come up. And in this video, I hope to address a lot of those questions that you might have. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and move my face so it's on the right. There we go. Okay, so in this project, there's really two parts to this project, and I'm going to go over the two parts in this video. But before that, let's go over your equipment, the things you might need for this project. Now, the reason we're doing this project towards the end of the semester is so that we have a good foundation laid before we start looking at the tissue. We want to make sure we understand what we're looking at before we start dissecting. So that's why I put this towards the end of the semester. So if you want to order your sheet brain now, you absolutely may, and then just store it. We'll talk about that in a second. Or if you just kind of want to wait till a little bit later in the semester, maybe you're juggling things, life, money, whatever, you could do that also. Okay. So equipment, things you're going to need for this dissection. Again, a lot of this that I'm going to address with the equipment is already listed on that instruction sheet, but we're going to kind of go over a little bit more today. So the sheet brain. When you order this, there are some model numbers included in the syllabus and the instruction document. When you order this, you want to try to make sure you have the dura mater removed. As we learned in the semester, the dura mater is this, the outer layer, the outer meninge that protects the brain. It's the most lateral. You want to get that removed just because it will make your life easier. It's not, if you get one and it arrives and it does have the dura mater, it's not impossible to do the dissection. It's just a little bit more elbow grease involved. So try when you get the sheet brain to have that dura mater removed. And then you're also going to need a dissection kit. So let's talk about what these two things look like when they arrive. This is typically what the sheet brain is going to look like when it arrives. So it's going to be in a vacuum sealed bag. There's not going to be a lot of solution. This is I would say this is the best option because it's the cleanest and makes the smallest mess. So most of the time, this is what it's going to look like when it arrives. And you'll notice in this particular one, the actual tissue is a little bit maybe purple right here. And the reason that is because this particular version in this image does have the dura mater included. So if you order one and part of it has a little bit of purple on it, that's what it is. That's the dura mater. And you'll just have to use a little bit more elbow grease to get that off. To know if yours comes in and you're like, I don't know if mine has the dura mater or not. To the right, this one on the picture, this one does not have the dura mater. It's not purple. You can see immediately to the cortex. Again, this is not something to worry about, but it's just if you're trying to make your life easier, get the dura mater removed. If you're not sure when you go to order and you're not sure, is this the dura mater one or not, just send me the link and, confirm with me and I'll look at it and see like, yeah, that's a good one. Or I'll send you a different option. Another thing to note when it comes in, and you'll notice in this picture, it's small. So it's about the size of my palm. The company did not send you the wrong one. You did not order the wrong one. It's just small. The sheep has a very small brain. And we're going to talk about what that means throughout the semester, what it means to have a smaller brain physiologically, cognitively, and psychologically. We'll address, volume of the brain with that, what the implications of that are. So if it comes in small, looking like this, You did a great job. Perfect. Some other ways the brain might arrive. On the left, you'll see, it's my left, I think it's your left, with the black top. It looks like looks kind of like a salsa jar. It's not a salsa jar, but it kind of looks like it's like that size. It has a lot of solution included. That's not bad, it's just a little bit more mess. And then sometimes when they arrive, you'll notice with the container with the white top, it is a gallon with a lot of solution in it. If you order a brain and either of these options arrive, please open it over a sink in case there are any spills. And then again, if you have the option, choose the vacuum sealed option. Okay, dissection kits. There are a lot of dissection kits that are available. I included a model number for you in the syllabus and in the instruction sheet. But essentially they all look like this. Many times the case is blue, but they have, many options. So let's go over what some of these tools are and what you might use the most. Okay. The things you're going to use the most probably are the scissors, the forceps, the scalpel, and the probes. The scissors you're going to use, the scissors and the scalpel you're going to use for actual slicing, sectioning the tissue. And if you have the Duramoder, you're going to use the scissors more. You might be surprised how much effort you have to press down on to actually section the tissue. The scalpel, in here in this image, it's just the handle. I'm going to go forward, but I'll come right back. This is what that would look like, this top left. It's going to come, the actual blade is going to come in one of these wrappers, a sterile wrapper. You just open it very, very carefully because they are sharp, and click the blade onto the handle. And then when you're done, dispose of it safe, in a really safe manner. The forceps and the probes, these are going to be helpful for you as you do the dissection and you want to point out structures for me to see. The probe has a very sharp end, and you can be very precise in locating different brain structures and identifying function. So the scalpel and the scissors are going to be helpful for dissecting, and then the forceps and the probes are going to be helpful for you when you are identifying different aspects of the brain. Oh, this picture with the pins, those are also helpful with holding tissue in place or identifying structures. Okay, other things that you're going to want to have for this dissection. You're going to want a tray. I like the aluminum, it's a shallow aluminum disposable dish like you would get at the grocery store. Those are really great for doing dissections, and because then you can just roll it up and put it in the trash. If when you do this dissection, you're going to do it like you want to do a practice round, and then you do a recording round, and you have some space between that practice round and the actual video, I would get a disposable container. At this point, you're going to want to start storing your brain in the fridge. So when it comes in, when it first arrives and it comes in the mail, it does not need to be stored in a fridge or a freezer or anything like that. When it comes in, you could keep it in the box until you don't even have to open the box until you're ready to go with that first video. But when it's in that jar, when it's in the vacuum sealed package, you don't have to store it in the fridge. Once you open it, at that point, you will need to keep it in the fridge. And I would use like a disposable container, like Tupperware type thing that you're okay throwing away and is labeled very clearly, so it is not mistaken for anything else. Not that, the smell alone would ward off midnight snacking, but make sure it's labeled really well in the fridge, and that when you're done with it, you're okay with trashing that container. So you've got the sheep brain, the dissection kit, a disposable tray, a disposable container. You're also going to want some safety equipment, gloves, and probably a mask, just because the smell is strong. And then your video equipment. You could use the camera on your computer. You could use an actual camera. You could use your phone. Any of those options are fine with me. you do want to make sure that when you go to take your videos that you show your face first before, showing me all the things that you have for your dissection. So show your face first. And if when you go to do the dissection, if you're the one doing it, and you have like a stand, make sure again you show your face, and then you move the like an aerial shot so that I can see your what you're pointing to in your sheet brain well. You can also, grab a family member to help you so that they can help focus the camera on things. That would be totally fine with me. And then cleaning equipment. Good cleaning equipment so that you can, clean your area when you are done, especially if it's a kitchen counter. Most people do prefer to do this in the kitchen because that's where the best lighting is and you have easy access to a sink. Other students will do this on a desk, and that's fine. Just, make sure that if any juices, all juice solution is contained in your area. And again, clean up thoroughly when you are done. Okay, let's talk about the nitty-gritty of these two parts of this project. So the first part is a shorter video. This is more like your preparation video. So in this video, 1 to 2 minutes, get used to, listening to your voice and recording yourself, because I know sometimes we feel silly when we do that. In this video, you're going to show me that you have all of your equipment. You've got your cleaning products, you've got your safety equipment, you've got the sheet brain, the dissection kit, all the things. You're going to make sure you have those and you're going to show them to me. What I'm really looking for in this video is not only do you have all of your equipment, but that I can see you well, that your lighting is okay, that your area is well ventilated, and that I can hear you. Because I don't want you to actually do your dissection and not be able to hear you. So in this video, I want to make sure you have all of your equipment and that your space is prepared. Also, this is an opportunity for you to ask me any questions that you might have regarding the project. So that will be the first part. The second part is the actual dissection. So after you've submitted part 1, I will give you feedback and say either this is, great, you've got all of your equipment, I can hear you, I can see you, go for it, or I will give you feedback like I can't hear you at all, and you're going to need to, address any comments that I have before you do this second video. In this second video, this is your shiny moment to show me all that you have learned. You want to make this video under 15 minutes, and you will locate and identify the function of 20 unique structures. Pick the ones you're most comfortable with, or pick the ones that were most interesting to you this semester, but 20 unique structures. Introduce yourself and with your face to me first, and then you can move to an aerial shot of your space and then identify, locate using your probe or the forceps, the different brain structures. Tell me what they are and what they do. Okay, and then again, incorporate any things that I may have told you from the first video. Now, something you might want to note as you're dissecting. At the beginning of the semester, we will have talked about different planes of section: sagittal, coronal, horizontal. You can find the same structure, like let's take, for example, the lateral ventricles or the corpus callosum. And when you look at them sagittally, they look completely different from a horizontal view or a coronal view. That's really interesting and would be great to point out and to notice as you are working through the brain. So if you're working through it in like a serial coronal section, it's interesting to note how structures change as you move anterior to posterior or medial to lateral throughout the brain. So just be aware of that as you do your dissection. If I have not addressed one of your questions in the syllabus or in that instruction document or here in this video, please feel free to send me an email and I will get back to you and answer your question. I'm looking forward to these videos.